Now, the third speaker is Alan Thornett from Socialist Resistance in London. He's up here with Terry, who's sitting next to him. I'm awfully sorry, I forgot to mention them as international guests yesterday because I suppose I didn't think of them as being international, but that's probably just my English background. Anyway, they have come up from south of the border, so I'm going to ask Alan to say a few words on behalf of Socialist Resistance.
Thank you, Chair. Well, the first thing I'd like to say is that it's extremely pleasing to come to an SSP conference which is so strongly intact after the crisis that you've been through. And secondly, when the whole of the left really was faced with the prospect of a split in the SSP 4 or 5 months ago, looking back at that situation when we all had to think, well, this is happening and where do we stand? What strikes me now is that in fact it wasn't very difficult to know where you stood, because we only really had to have one look at the letter that Tommy Sheridan circulated around the National Council on the 28th of May, which actually was quite a reactionary letter, and to really know that you couldn't stand with that. It was impossible to stand with that. And the second reason is, as has been referred to just now, is that for us, the SSP has been a model for the creation of broad pluralist parties across Europe, and it's been a model for what we've been fighting, not yet achieved, but what we've been fighting to achieve in England. And to lose that would have been an incredible, absolutely incredible loss. With the struggle that we carry out inside Respect, which is essentially really a struggle to democratise Respect, we've used the SSP as the broad model for that struggle. And we've always argued that the SSP, and it's demonstrated here again at this conference, is extremely democratic organisation. It's very easy to have your say inside the SSP. It's managed to create a broad framework in which can contain, and did actually until this split, contain the whole of the left in Scotland, both the organised left inside established groups, and also independent activists and those breaking from Labour and coming towards the left and everything else. It's formed a common framework. And it's not an easy framework actually, as you well know. It's not an easy framework to establish, but it's the best model that's been established for that. And next weekend, there is in fact the Respect Conference, and we'll be at the Respect Conference next weekend. And some comrades have argued, well not argued, but have feared in recent weeks, you know, can we still argue with such confidence the SSP model, you know, given the crisis that the SSP has gone through? And the answer to that is yes, of course we can. That model still exists. And that will be the model we'll be putting forward next weekend, when we're putting forward constitutional amendments directly aimed to shape. We won't win the vote, by the way, or we're not expecting to win the vote at this occasion. But we're putting forward that kind of broad pluralist model that the SSP has represented. And that's really, I think, the big contribution internationally that the SSP has made. When I was asked to speak a few minutes, quarter of an hour ago, I thought, well, probably in the interests of left unity, I should not mention the SWP, because I work closely all the time with the SWP inside Respect. But then I thought, well, I've just read in Socialist Worker their report of the Brazilian elections, where of course Heloisa Helena polled an incredible 6.5 million votes standing against Lula in the presidential elections, which shows what can be done and what the political prospects are. But the conclusion of the article in Socialist Worker is that, well, Eloisa have done extremely well, and this is an incredible vote. But what PSOL, which is her party, of course, what PSOL has to avoid in the future is any tendency to build a party around charismatic individuals. And it made me wonder which particular experience, whether it was north or south of the border, that they based this very profound observation on. But anyway, thank you very much for the opportunity both to attend your conference and to make these short remarks. And I go away being confident that the SSP will go forward from this and continue to make the contributions already made to building pluralist parties in Europe. Thank you.